Hi guys, it's Jamie from supergrowth.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use my contact form poster software. So basically what this does is you configure it with your message, and contact form poster will find as many contact forms as it can, matching your criteria, and it will submit your message into those contact forms on websites. So there's three different methods, three different ways you can use this software. So you can have a list of websites that you want to post to. You can enter them in here, line separated. You can post from a search query. So if your niche was cooking, you could enter cooking there, and then it would go away, search Google in the background, and every website that comes back from the search query Google, so not just the first 10 or 100, it will go all the way through to the end. It will take the results, it will load their website, it will try and find their contact form, and it will try and submit your message into their contact form. We'll go through these in detail in a minute. Endless posting, so you enter a seed website, and then it'll go away, and first of all it'll try and submit on that website, and then it'll crawl about 30 pages. You can configure where how many to crawl, but it'll crawl about 30 pages, and then it will take all the external domains from those 30 pages it's crawled, and then it will load them, and it'll try and post on them, and then it'll start the cycle again. So those 30 domains, those external domains that were found on those 30 pages, each one of those websites is then crawled, and then we take 30 pages from them and take the external domains out, and then we keep doing that again and again and again and again, and it just keeps on going indefinitely. So you're basically crawling the internet, starting off at your seed websites. And you'll just go from website to website trying to post whatever message, whatever service you're trying to promote. Okay, so let's go through some of the settings. So general crawl settings, so most of them are fairly self-explanatory. So delay between each request to website, that's when we're doing an endless crawl and we're just getting those 30 pages, so you can just leave it like that. Current websites to crawl, again, that's when we're doing when we got results back from the search engine, that's how many to do at once. And for the endless crawl, that's how many to process at once. And the same for the website list, that's how many it'll attempt to do at once. Concurrent threads, I just leave that as it is. I leave that how it is. Like I said before, so we take 30 pages when we're doing an endless crawl, and take the domains out of those pages, and they're the ones to crawl next. 30 is generally fine, so you can leave most of those as they are, to be honest. So search query, crawl settings. So if you don't want to go all the way to the end of a given search query, you can limit the amount of results that you want to process. So if you only want to do the first 100, then you can just leave it at that. Otherwise it'll go all the way to the end of each query. If you want to skip very popular domains, the big majestic 1 million, you can skip them. And if there's certain domains you don't want to post to, then you can add them in here, line separated. And this is the pause between the Google requests. So if you find yourself getting Google blocked, then you may want to knock that up a bit. Endless crawling. So again, when you do an endless crawl, if you just want to skip any very popular domains, they're in the majestic million, then you can tick that and it will just skip them completely. Configuring your message to post. So this is where you enter the message that you want submitting in the contact form. fairly self-explanatory. This part here, when we load the contact page and we think we found a form we can submit to, we'll try and pull out a name from the contact page. And where you've got this bit here, when it comes to post it, if it finds, for example, if it finds the name Jamie, then it'll add a space and it'll add Jamie in there, so the message just looks a lot more personal. If it can't find a name, then it will do somegrowth.com or whatever website we're posting on, you know, cooking.com, you know, if we're trying to post on that website, on that contact form. You don't have to have that in there. You can get rid of it completely and just have a message like that. That's fine. So down here, enter these fields because most contact forms need them. If we find fields that aren't here, that aren't one of these four, the contact form poster will try and put, you know, NA in there or something. It'll try and populate it with something. Okay, last setting, def by captcha. If you want to integrate captcha solving, you can do that. So you can buy some def by captcha credits, click use def by captcha, put in username and password, and then if we find what we think is a captcha image, it will fire it off to them, they'll solve it, it'll come back, and then we'll try and enter it into the captcha field on the contact form. Now I'm just going to, because posting to a list of websites is fairly, you know, self-explanatory and simple, and the end crawling, there isn't really many options. You populate your message, give it some seed sites, and then just off it goes. I'm going to show you as an example just the post from search query. So you might notice that I deleted the stuff out of this field here, and all this basically does is sometimes you'll put a search query into Google, and because of the shift to authority websites in the last few years, you know, you'll get things like, you know, if you put in cooking recipes, you'll get, you know, maybe like an Amazon book or something, and you don't want to, you know, it's not, that website isn't really about cooking. It's just because it's so popular, you know, you get big authority results like that. So what you can do is you can make sure that the website is actually about cooking by specifying terms that must be in the metadata of the homepage. So, you know, if you put cooking in there, then you'll know that website's definitely about cooking, as opposed to it being some big website that's about, you know, multiple things. So you can see we fired a query off to Google. So we're on website 8, 9. We found 3 forms. We've attempted 2 submissions. Unsure basically means we're not 100% sure whether it was successful or not. Doesn't mean it's not. It just means that, you know, sometimes there's no thank you message or something like that. So it's not always easy to tell. So you can see we've got 1 successful submission, and I'm sure a few of those 10 that were unsure, some of those will have gone through as well. Cooking classy, another one. You can see we're starting to get a few now. So you can basically just fill this with your niche keywords, and it'll crawl and post away. If you have a service website you think that, you know, anyone with a website might be interested in, you could leave it on endless posting and just post to anyone with a website. Or you could scrape your own list of websites and fill in the website list post here. Okay, so I hope that gives you guys a good idea of what it can do.